Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. 4.1 PTU is on pause over the weekend because of stability issues, but this makes for a gap to give my first impressions, based on my experiences directly, but also what others are reporting. While I will say that my earlier impression based on the roadmap roundup was that this was going to be a release barely worthy of a 4.0.3 moniker, but the real interest of 4.1 are the things that weren't on the roadmap, and so my first impression about 4.1 is I should never have tried to think that the roadmap was being useful again. My personal limited time in 4.1 PTU has been focused mainly on testing the new Tier 0 item recovery. By doing my very best imitation of the new movie Mickey 17 by dying in creative ways to find that it does work as advertised, and I've found no way yet of gimmicking it for item duplication, such as by dragging the corpse back to the hangar, putting it on the freight elevator, etc. So far, no exploits have been found, which is pretty good for a Tier 0 PTU set of code. Now, as for what I can say about it, the main thing is that it certainly is convenient. And that is saying a lot since the time and hassle to return to battle is a major headache with Star Citizen. And for some of the other problems, such as Zerg Tactics, I have to say that they are real and that Tier 1 of this mechanic couldn't come soon enough, at which point economic levers can be applied. But honestly, I don't necessarily see the Zerg Tactic issues as unfair. Team A Zergs, Team B Zergs, and the winner is still the better team as the game is defined. And that game is defined that in combined arms operations, the respawn bed is the king piece on the chessboard for both sides, and thus the game is protecting your respawn and destroying the opposing respawn, which is sort of already was the game. And also, like any other chess game, it brings up a whole range of tactical considerations, such as how much of your resources do you put to protecting yours versus destroying theirs, whether to deploy them up close for faster return to battle or further back for easier protection. It may make the Terrapin's additional armor seem a sort of a benefit, but it is only an unfair battle if you don't want to play by the new reality. The other big complaint was how the system would impact the theoretical functioning of the supposed future crafting economy. But by then we'll be at least on Tier 1 and probably Tier 2 and who knows, maybe Tier 3 beyond that. So it's a subject of an economics video, which I love doing, but not for first impressions. The next big item is the new mission giver and the new mission type, which surprised us as being a Banu, Wikelo, who is the figurehead, literally, of the Wikelo Emporium with multiple locations around Stanton. Now, the missions that he gives can essentially be categorized as a scavenger hunt. Bring a certain list of common or obscure items with no logical connection whatsoever, except apparently to Wikelo, which just makes them feel even more, well, alien. Bring the items, put them on the freight elevator, and delivery complete. Now, the scavenger hunt game archetype relies on one very important thing. The items on the list must be unpredictable. If they're always the same type of horn or the same type of Pip's energy drink, etc., people will just stockpile them and it loses all of its fun. So the list of things that Wikelo must ask for needs to be really, really large and very random. And if they do that, this will be an ideal beginner mission, as it could be done in any craft at all. And as I said, it is one of the major deficiencies so far in the 4.1 branch has been the lack of beginner missions. But there is another thing hidden behind the doors of the Wikelo Emporium. Literally, the doors at the end of the hangar say opening soon, but everybody has been glitching through the wall, and there's this huge space decorated with a grab bag of things from all over, which again fits Wikelo's character as a purveyor of eclectic oddities. But a few of things apparently caught my attention, and that is the occasional piece that bore the biomorphic aesthetic that we have seen in the Banu Defender and in the unfinished white box of the Banu Merchantman left behind when the design team was hired away by another game company. And these few items, I get the hint that somebody, or maybe several somebodies, are devoting at least some of their time to becoming familiar with how to create in the Banu style of things, which means that there may be hope on the horizon for somebody to move forward on the Banu Merchantman, which has been one of the most long-sought ships in the verse. But maybe I'm just grasping at straws. Then the third thing I want to discuss is the Hathor Mining Group abandoned assets. For those expecting that these would be using the physical items from Theater Wars, you are right, and if you thought they would be the gameplay scenario of Theaters of War, you are wrong. This is something that I suggested when conflict zones were introduced, and that is that there would need to be a more combined arms version of conflict zones in the future, and here they are. The full details are still only no piecemeal, but essentially there are 3 ground alignment bases. They are blue and red access codes and 3 circuit boards that activate the alignment antenna. Most of these on long timers and lots of hostile NPCs, and the occasional disagreement between PC parties being rivals for the success of the mission. In addition, activating the alignment dishes, each of the ground stations, if you unlock the right doors, you gain access to a really big battery. When all 3 of the alignment dishes are activated, you can take these 3 big-ass batteries to the station, activate the power in it. You can then go to another ground mining station, activate the beam, and after a truly impressive laser show, a mining cave is opened up, which apparently will contain the final prize. Now, even though I haven't gone through the loop personally, some things are significant. This is going to need to be a team effort. The number of different places, different timers, etc., make the chances of doing this as a solo or small group pretty much out of the question, which is okay, but it would be way better if we had the group formation tools that were presented at CitizenCon in Manchester. Now, I'm not sure that everything covered in the cards of the roadmap has yet arrived in the PTU. I'm not sure that we've seen anything that qualifies as the new space combat mission, unless they are talking about something that happens during the Hathor missions. And maybe the alignment towers are the sandbox activity that was mentioned in the roadmap, or maybe there's something else. That's the downside of saying redacted on the description of things. You don't know if you've seen them, even when you do see them. Well, hopefully, we'll be getting some Inside Star Citizen episodes that will give us the full details. And now for an update on my giveaways. First, we have our special giveaway for the captains of dual VKB Gladiator joysticks approaching conclusion. Also, we are having a special skills contest for channel's member to earn a chance at the Mariah Gladiator or a Missed Fortune. Then we have the annual IAE Week giveaway coming up for the shiny stainless steel Sirius shipping ship, the Starlancer Max. And then the Grow the Channel ship giveaway at 20,000 subscribers for the winner's choice of the marvelous multi-role multiplayer mining meta, the Arresta, or the Banu Big Box Bargain Bazaar, that Merchantman. 1 entry per video. Members are entered automatically. Everyone else just subscribe and comment on the secret word. And the secret word for this video is what I thought I might be grasping at. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond with Ray's Guide.